Yo, what it do? GG Nation, GG Legions, your fellow again, Strauss fan, the GG. Welcome to another video. Hey, Merry New Year. I hope everyone is staying warm. And if you're living in sunny Florida, 40 degrees lately every night. But, start of the new year, I figured we'd do a video of new game hype 2023. I had an extra 20 there. 20. Did I do it right? I don't know. Whatever. Correct me.
23. 23.
23. 2023. You know, we're Merry New Year. We're here. I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas. Got everything they wanted. I got the tribal chief. Skip to my Lou here. How you doing, Lou?
Very good, very good. Thank you for the acknowledgement. Appreciate it.
We're going to, again, we're going to have some fun. We're going to talk about the games we're very excited about in 23 here. Hard to believe it's, a full year already went by. 2022 was a very good year of video games. I think people kind of sleep on it a little bit because of just God of War and Elden Ring. Obviously, those were the two titans. We're also going to have a little fun with this and kind of predict or hope and see where what we want to see in 23. But here we go. I'm going to give it off to Lou. Actually, first, you know what? Let's start out. What have you been playing for the new year, Lou? What you been gaming for the new year?
Well, I got to platinum Gotham Knights. I enjoyed the story. It was a good game, but I could see why people were not really a big fan of the game in terms of the gameplay and the dirty frames.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Lou
a lot of
specifically played the PS5 version, so I understand the PC has way
yeah,
higher. Like you could boost it up way higher. But go ahead.
yeah. But it was it was the PS5 version, but it played more like a PS4 game. There was even loading there. That was
Mm-hmm.
getting to fast travels. There were scenes and cutscenes. It just didn't feel like a PS5 game. So I could see where people's
Mm-hmm.
frustrations would lie in that game. Also, it just felt very clunky. Is the best way I could put it.
Yeah.
Um, Been playing that. I'm getting back into God of War PS4 version. Been grinding a lot in 2K lately, and I've been
Me
dealing
too.
with a bad sinus infection. I believe that's what it is. So I've
Yeah.
been kind of in and out here and there. So
Well, hopefully you
uh,
feel better about that. Hopefully
hmm,
everybody wish the tribal chief get well wishes at the bottom here. The comment
thank you,
section.
thank you.
Um, I've been playing a little bit. Well, I platinum it, but I was Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I bought it on the holiday sale, Christmas sale. A few days after Christmas, I got it with the DLC for $21. I was like, it's a fun little. I'm a big Dragon Ball fan, obviously. Most of us that are my age that grew up in our first introduction to anime was literally Dragon Ball Z and Sailor Moon, stuff like that. And Dragon Ball is one of those really odd anomalies that just keeps sticking around. Like it has a bajillion effing games. Like they keep pumping out Dragon Ball games all the time. And this one was really fun and really cool, though. It was an open world RPG, action RPG with Dragon Ball combat. Like you could fly around, go to city, fly around all over the place, go into space, Kai's planet, stuff like that is really cool. They're pumping out a season 2 of DLC. The Bardock DLC just dropped, I think last Friday with a free PS5 upgrade. Obviously, you guys know I can't play my PS5, so I just auto upload the plat. Uh, when I fix my PS5 eventually, or get a new one here, I will definitely I'll definitely be playing it again because I do want to play the DLC and stuff. Because I didn't do everything, I just did mostly everything for the plat and stuff. Obviously, on the 2K grind, the grind don't stop on 2K, especially if you play my team. Unfortunately, it just keeps going. It keeps going. I wanted to sneak one more game in, but realistically, we won't. I won't be able to before P4 and P3 and Monster Hunter Rise um, release. And I saw some people playing One Piece Odyssey. Shout out to the Bearded Wonder. Someone playing One Piece Odyssey just dropped Friday. It looked pretty good. But let's get into the next stuff in new game height. Like what are you? I probably spoiled some there for at least for me a little bit. But what are you looking forward to in 23? Lou, what
Oh,
games? What games are you looking forward to?
I made a list of some games that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah,
One of the games, obviously,
we
we're
can
going to talk
chip away.
about.
We can go back and forth. Like you do one, I do one.
Yeah, obviously, we're going to talk about P3, P4, and Monster Hunter. There's no question I'm going to be going to be happy to play that. But the one game I'm actually looking forward to, I'm interested to see the turnout of this game is the Wulong game.
Yes,
Fallen
March.
Dynasty by Team Ninja. That game's supposed to come out March 3rd,
Yes,
and I'm very interested to see how that game comes out. It looks very cool. It looks very good.
I played
There's
the
a chance I
demo.
might scoop that game.
I played the demo and it was excellent. It is not a Neo clone. I mean, it looks like Neo a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's its own thing. It's its unique thing. Team Ninja did an excellent job on obviously Neo 1 and 2. People really love that. People want Ninja Gaiden back as well. But they've built a really new IP and then another new IP with Wulong here. Or the demo was excellent. It was really fun.
Yeah, it was real fun. It was real fun to play, so I really enjoyed it.
This
Um,
this year
looks
of
real
gaming
fun.
is gonna be huge. Like
Yeah.
2023 is gonna be amazing in terms of gaming. Just this first half, this first 6 months alone is nuts.
Right. It's gonna be fun. I can't wait to see what the second half has because I got a lot of things written down that's to be
Yes.
announced.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
and it's
Yep.
supposedly that's coming out this year, but we'll talk about those when we cross that bridge. So,
Okay.
uh,
I'll go
go
on.
ahead.
I got one. Obviously, it's a big one. Big one for this month. Fire Emblem Engage. I'm a huge Fire Emblem fan. Three Houses came out 2018, I believe. Correct me down below if I'm wrong about that. I think it's 2018. Didn't get nominated for Game of the Year. Probably the biggest snub for 2018. It might have been 2019. But trying to remember, I put over like 75 hours in the game. I didn't do all three playthroughs. I just I just stuck with the one house. Three different stories in that game. Technically four different stories in Fire Emblem Three Houses. So Engage looks very appealing to me as a Fire Emblem fan. I know some people were kind of worried because it looked like it was going to have some mobile game stuff in it. But it doesn't seem like that. But I can't wait to play it. The more and more I look at it and see the previews, it's getting previewed well. Obviously, it's a Nintendo game. It gets previewed. But I feel like Three Houses was a huge step up for Fire Emblem. And I'm interested to see if Engage takes it a step further. If not, it's the same. Either way, I'm excited for more Fire Emblem. Coming out January 20th, this Friday. Cannot wait to play it.
For me, I'm looking forward to the new Star Wars game. I saw
Jedi
Rob play
Survivor.
it, and it kind of gave me the itch again to want to go back and play and relive that story. Fortunately, I kind of uploaded the PS5 plat, so I won't be able to do it.
I did do that too. I did do that too. Normally, I don't do stuff like that, but I did do it
Yeah.
at that time because there was just so much other things to play. I'm with you though. I'm kind of having the itch to play and see Cal's journey again and remember everything that went on as we watched Rob play it. It was fun to see it again and see his reactions because you know, a lot of people still haven't played the game. The game has been out 3-4 years now, right?
Yeah.
2018, 2019.
Um, Obviously, you can go back and play it anytime you want.
Well, it's
And
Plus.
it
If you have PlayStation Plus right now, go download it and go play it.
it's free.
It is excellent. It's an excellent. I know if you're afraid of Dark Souls and stuff, if you're worried about that, it doesn't take over the game too much. It's playable enough to beat it on normal.
Yeah. I know a lot of people will say, well, you could go back and play it, but the trophies are the incentive to me because I
Yeah.
really enjoy playing the game again on a harder difficulty or doing it again. And I wish they would bring that kind of back.
Hmm.
But I mean, I guess I could do that. But there's so many other games that I have in my catalog right now. I
It's
mean,
it's
I
really
have
tough to
over a
squeeze
hundred.
in. It's really tough to
Yeah,
squeeze in. Yeah. Um.
yeah. I mean, it's like, well, I want to play this game and this game, and I want to do this, and I got the itch right now to go play God of War,
Yeah.
and I'm excited. I want to play Persona 3 Portable,
Yes.
and play them one by one. I was talking to Mr. Prandy about,
Shout out to Brandon, friend of the channel.
uh, about P3, and he said the story is very underrated. So now I'm kind of excited, and we're gonna have Monster Hunter Rise, and like you said, the grind doesn't stop at 2K. I mean, you do my team, and I do the my career mode where you got to get to level 40, and it's playing the rack and doing all the other stuff that some other people do. I mean, it's very consuming. So yeah,
It
I mean,
is.
there's just not time in the schedule to work that.
It it
we,
really it
we
really is tough because the thing is, don't let the trophy thing stop you from playing greatness. Sometimes
no, yeah,
sometimes you do got to go back, and I'm hoping to sneak it in too. But you're right. It is this beginning of the year is brutal. There's so many good games. Jedi Survivor looks like an excellent step up. He looks a little bit older. Story wise, seems like we're going a little bit. We're not end. It's not where it's ended off in Jedi Fallen Order. Looks like we're a few years after that. He has double lightsaber now. Looks like he's gonna have more abilities, more movement, stuff like that. I'm interested to see where they go story wise, especially
older, wiser
since
seems.
there's a time jump. I don't. Is he still hanging out with the same group? Have they split? Is there gonna be a story thing where it brings them back together? Be interesting.
What else? What else do you have? Because
Man. Obviously, you guys know I'm a big Resident Evil fan, Capcom guy. Another game in effing March. It is Resident Evil 4 remake. Definitely, RE8 slash Village was very inspired by RE4. Obviously, with the village area, the tight knit group of not group but tight knit. I don't know what area. I don't know what to call it. I'm trying to find the word for it. But the tight knit, the tight knit close group of the village where it's very claustrophobic, even though it's a big village. This game looks excellent. It's the same team that did the RE2 remake. I know a lot of people didn't like RE3 remake as much. I thought RE3 remake was fine, but just not as the same level as RE2 remake. This looks very much like the same level of RE2 remake. Looks a little bit darker, scarier. Still gonna have the campiness. It's gonna be funny. It's older Leon. He's not a rookie cop in Raccoon City anymore. He's a little more of an adult government worker. The president's right hand man. He's gotta go save the president's daughter. Looks like they're gonna do some interesting things with it. I'm excited. Again, a stellar March, but RE4 remake, man, how can you not be excited for it? It's probably, too early to say because you never know. But I think it'll be one of the top games of the year. I think RE4 remake will be up there.
one of the games that I have right now. I'm trying to look through my list because I got a lot of games that are to be announced, which I assume will be the second half of the year.
That's what I was thinking as well. But yeah.
Um, I gotta say I'm excited for the Final Fantasy 16 game. I think that looks really good. I think that's gonna be
June?
it's June 22nd. It was what I have here. I don't know. Hopefully that's right, but I got it through the Google search. When I looked through a lot of these dates,
I'm pretty sure that's right. I'm pretty sure it's something in June.
This game looks like it's right up my alley in terms of the darkness, which is a different. I guess it's a different step forward in the Final Fantasy series
They
and
don't
how
do
they
it
do
often.
things.
They've done it a couple times, but pretty rare. Not really a
Yeah,
mainline game.
yeah, I'm very excited, and I just finished Crisis Core before, uh, the New Year turn.
It was a game of the
Um,
year of 2022.
mm, uh, we got certain beefs about that game, but we'll
Yeah,
let that
well, we'll
lie.
leave it. We're in
We'll leave it in the
2023,
past.
baby. We're in
Yeah,
2023.
but I will say, I really enjoy the Final Fantasy aspect, and I'm getting more into the JRPG world, I guess you would say.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm excited for it. I'm very excited for it. I pre-ordered the deluxe edition on Best Buy, so the $100
Steelbook?
one.
Steelbook?
So yeah, Steelbook. So I
Very
pre-ordered
cool.
that about a couple of weeks ago, or when it first went up, and I saw it on Cheap Ass Gamer. Shout out to Cheap Ass Gamer on Twitter, and shout out to Wario64 for always keeping up with the deal.
Honestly, I don't know
So
how they do it. Like, I don't. It's pretty amazing. I'm
yep,
definitely excited as a Final Fantasy fan and been with Final Fantasy for a long time. Seen the ups and downs, the highs and lows of Square Enix. This looks really good, man. I don't know if I'm gonna love the combat system. Obviously, I grew up with turn-based Final Fantasy, and I really love turn-based JRPGs. Um, but I was very impressed with 7 Remake. 7 Remake's combat system was excellent. It's not Square Enix, but Bandai Namco's Tales of Arise combat system. Probably the best I ever played of an action JRPG. Very fun. Scarlet Nexus, another Bandai Namco, very good combat system for a JRPG. And this one looks very Devil May Cry. Very Witcher, medieval-esque, dark game. Definitely, I like the whole family setting that each, like, royal kingdom has its own
yeah,
summon, and they are the summon, like the king or the queen's like the summon. Very cool how they're fighting for power. Seems like it's going to be a lot of political intrigue in it. We'll see how far it goes with it. Final Fantasy has a tendency to go off the rails sometimes story-wise, We'll see how this goes. We'll keep it tight-knit. I think it's really good. It's the Final Fantasy 14 team that's doing it. It looks excellent. I mean, I'm very impressed with it. The scale of it seems like it's going to be effing huge, like big, like a big game. My next one I want to talk about is Armored Core 6. Armored Core 6. I'm very intrigued by Armored Core 6. I don't know if it's going to be a day one buy. And no, it is not mecha. It's not mechs and souls mixed together. Armored Core has been dead for a while. It's been dead for a long time. But this looks very intriguing that they have the wherewithal to bring it back. People really love Armored Core. I remember playing Armored Core 2 on PS2 when I was a little kid in middle school. Like, I remember Armored Core 2 and 3, like, man, this game is sick. But I couldn't tell you much about 4 or 5, and, like, they didn't really last long. So I'm interested to see what adjustments they make to this game, because it's going to be mission style. You're going to be able to upgrade your mechs. Single player, multiplayer. We'll see if this game catches on. It's very intriguing. Again, I don't know if I'm going to be a day one buy. It depends on when it's released. I don't remember exactly when it's coming out. I think it's April. Could be wrong. But that was very intriguing to me. Is Armored Core 6, The Fires of Rubicon. Very interesting. Remember when we were watching the Game Awards? We didn't stream it live, but we were watching the Game Awards with each other. And I was like, that's Armored Core. Like, it's boom, Armored Core right off the rip. And it's cool to see it come back. I like when IPs come back. So hopefully Bandai Namco's learned from it. From the previous failures. I don't want to hate on anybody that loves those other games, but 4 and 5 is the reason why this game skipped a generation. Now it's going to be on PS5, Series X, and PC. But I'm very intrigued with Armored Core 6. What's your next one, Lou?
I have
I'm shocked you didn't say one.
Well, I got a lot on this list here still, but again, it's
But
some of
the
them are
big one in
TBA.
February. I'm shocked you didn't say that one.
Is it Hogwarts?
Yes.
Yeah, I am excited for it. I still don't know if I want to get it day one. I'm
Hold
still
up.
very, huh?
I hate to do this. I would never say this to the tribal chief and a sweet, sweet friend of mine. But am I calling fake fan? Fake Harry Potter fan. The guy that loves Harry Potter does not want to play the Harry Potter game day one.
Here's where I'm at with that. That game comes out February 10th,
Mm-hmm.
and then I plan on playing Persona 3. And if I like it very much, I'm going to Persona 4 Golden. Then I'm gonna probably go to P5. How much time am I gonna have with that with Monster Hunter Rise and the 2K stuff?
Yeah, we're gonna be grinding Monster Hunter a lot. Like it seems like that's gonna be our game for at least the next
while.
5 months or something as a team.
So that's where I'm at. It's like, okay, I want it, but am I going to play it at the time? So that's why it's one of the reasons I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna get it day one. I kind of should be smart here.
Yes.
Because I don't want to buy it and then it just sits there because I'm so invested in the Persona games and Monster Hunter and 2K. The one thing with 2K as well, when you look at it, certain people get on in the beginning of the season and then they don't get back on again.
Yeah.
So you have to take advantage of the numbers while you can.
Understandable. I get that.
So by that time, we're going to be looking at the end of the season. 2K just started now, the new season. So, season 5 will start. I'm looking at the timing and looking at how I'm pretty sure I'll know by the beginning of February where I stand if I'm going to pre-order it. But I am excited for the game. And if you really think about it, if I play all these Persona games with Monster Hunter and everything, and by the time I get done with them, there's a chance there could be a sale, save money there. That's not really the big deal, but it's more of just trying to not add on top of the list yet.
You just optimize your time as much as you want. That's why I've made some choices already. As a non-Harry Potter fan, I'm very intrigued by that game. That game looks very good.
Yep.
It might be the best-selling game this year. Next to, obviously, when Call of Duty comes out. Call of Duty will always pass whatever single-player game comes out. But the hype is real. It's very shocking to me as Warner Brothers as a company have a lot of very powerful IP. Detective Comics, they have Harry Potter, and they have Lord of the Rings. And they have done very little with all those. Very, very little. In Harry Potter, this game looks really good. I think it came out reported today, early playthroughs of Hogwarts. It's like 35 hours main game, 70 plus hours to do everything else. Game looks absolutely... I saw a 35-minute gameplay video of it. Absolutely huge. You could literally fly on your broom anywhere around the open world. It looks like it's going to be very time-consuming. It's very RPG-esque. And I think that's a smart way to go with Hogwarts. I think it's going to be really cool. I don't know where it is in the Harry Potter timeline. I don't know if it's before or after. I don't know. I think it's before. But you make your own character. I think it's a smart way to go. You get people invested. It's going to sell a lot. But as a non-Harry Potter fan that don't really like Harry Potter at all, I'm very intrigued. Video games is the way to get me.
Mm-hmm.
And it also helps when you game share with your cousin.
Right.
That does help too. I'm not gonna play it off and make it, but I was very intrigued since day one this game announced. Especially since Sony was backing it. I know it's not a Sony exclusive or anything, but they have marketing rights. I was like, wow, they really believe in this game, and it looks really, really interesting. So I didn't mean to steal your game. I was just putting that out there. What was your next one you were going to talk about?
No, that was actually one of the ones I was going to debate. So you actually just helped me there. The other one that I was going to talk about was the Horizon DLC.
Oh,
I'm
Burning
excited.
Shores,
I'm,
PS5 only. PS5 only.
PS5 only. I'm excited. April 19th is their supposed release date.
Yep.
Um, it's gonna be, from what I was reading, it's gonna be a good DLC that's gonna set up the third game. So I guess the same way Wild or the Frozen Wilds did,
Yeah.
but not really, not really though. But you know,
Back when
uh,
Sony did a lot of DLC a lot. This was pretty surprising because they don't do it all the time anymore.
no, but you know they seem to they did it for the first one and do
Yep.
it for the second
Well,
one. So
I'm totally down. Like Horizon was
yeah,
excellent. Obviously we had did a spoiler cast and I had some. Obviously, we all had some issues with it, and I didn't want to make it seem like I was shitting on the game when I was talking about it later in the year, but there was something about God of War and Elden Ring that just really just outshined everything for most people. And those
yep,
two actually weren't my game of the year. It was actually Soul Hackers 2 was my game of the year last year. But I absolutely dumped so many fucking hours in both those games. Those games were like God of War. And in Horizon as well. I put over 70 hours in Horizon. I'm very much excited to go back in. Especially what really intrigued me was PS5 only. That they're going to have full use of that hardware. And I meant to replay the PS4 version of Horizon, and I started it. But man, the PS5 version looks so much better than the PS4 version of Horizon. So I'm very excited to hop right back in.
yep. What else? What else you got? What are you thinking?
I got a few
Everything
more.
everything else is kind of TBA for me right now. So everything
Yeah,
I got
it's
written,
some of it we could just
but
talk about. What just excited. If we're
yeah,
as I said, Armored Core 6 is very intriguing to me. I don't know if I'm gonna jump right in immediately and buy that one, but end of the month, Dead Space remake. I'm super excited. Another really great horror game. My goal is to beat Callisto Protocol a week before that. Um, I've gotten to chapter like 3 and I just kept putting it on the back burner because other stuff I wanted to play. Christmas I got a bunch of new stuff, and I'm constantly still getting a bunch of new stuff. And it's not gonna lighten the load. Like this week, it's like 4 games for me already. Like Fire Emblem, the 2 Personas, and Monster Hunter. That's a lot.
yeah.
That's a lot on the plate already. But I'm gonna try to squeeze that in because it's a smaller experience. But Dead Space remake absolutely looks like how you should do a remake. It absolutely looks amazing. Again, it is EA, so there's question marks, right? But I think it's in the right direction. Everything I've seen looks like it's trending up on that game. And also, maybe a hot take. I don't think Callisto is as bad as the reviewers made it out to seem. I think it's a much better game than what it was presented review score-wise, in my personal opinion. But, obviously, everything's subjective in life. But that's what I would say. Anyway.
That's kind of almost the society we live in now. It's either really good game of the year,
Yep.
or it's dog shit, throw it away.
Bus, yep. Yep.
Yeah, there's no like,
Yeah.
you know what? It's a good game. I do have my problems with it, and this is the problems.
Yep.
It's mediocre. It's okay. It's great or
Yep.
fucking dog shit.
And this is why I always tell people back at the old days. I always tell people play games that you really enjoy and don't worry about review scores as much because maybe I might not like it as much, but you might like it a lot more. And you can look past most of the flaws and stuff. And that's what I always tell people is don't always buy into reviews and also don't buy into scores as much because if you enjoy the game and you just have fun with it, that's the most important thing. And not everything needs to be game of the year. It's like Lou literally just said, you laid it out perfectly. But we're getting to that time because of, Jeff Keighley's award show, which he's been doing since the end of time. But it seems since he brought it back like five years ago, it has really spurred up again of people that's like, you either got to play that one game or it's a bust. Like, it's got to be game of the year or bust. It's got to be nothing. But, some games just get their flowers. We love Stray on this channel, but it was in my head. It was not a Game of the Year nominee. It was the one that got its flowers, last year.
There's too many. There's too many games like that though. Like I look at this list,
Yeah.
and I see like, my list, I should say, that y'all can't see. There's a lot of Game of the Year potential here.
Yes.
Obviously, there's gonna be one that's kind of already crowned. It's like that almost every year.
That probably will be my next one. I say is
Yeah,
the Crown.
yeah. I was kind of leaving that part to you because I just, I'm not really excited for it. I'm probably not gonna buy it, but so I put down the games that I'm excited for that I would potentially buy this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
that's what I have you on here for.
It's just the point of you see it everywhere though, and Callisto Protocol, and I think I'm on chapter 2.
Yeah.
And I forgot what was the reason I stopped playing. There was a reason that I stopped.
Another game came. We were playing other stuff. Games.
We were playing other stuff, and I heard that the story is good. But then you go on social media and these message boards, and you read reviews. I mean, sometimes the reviews they make it sound like it's the worst pile of dog shit that's out there.
Yeah.
They make it seem like that dog shit would be better, and it's like I don't know if it's that bad. And then they're ready to argue with you.
Yep. So usually bait. What's your next one? You got any more?
Yeah, I got a couple more. I'm gonna
do what we would like to see, second half, announcement wise, stuff like that. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna just spring them along. This is on my to be announced list. Silent Hill 2.
Ooh, yes.
The Wolf Among Us 2. I don't know if that game is ever gonna come out.
I hope, man. I've been waiting for that one for a while. That one would be fun.
My personal favorite is MLB The Show 23. I really enjoyed Diamond Dynasty last year. I enjoyed The Road to the Show. My personal favorite, and the final two that I have, Spider-Man 2. I don't know if that's coming out this year. I assume it's coming out this year.
Insomniac already said fall 2023. They said that it is coming out this year. But you never know. We don't know because we haven't seen anything of it, right? We haven't seen shit.
Sony's new perspective of release games is they don't want to hype the game anymore because of leaks. Yeah. They're just going to go ahead and, I guess, spring it on us.
Yeah.
So almost like a shadow drop type thing.
Yeah, when it's ready, a month or two out.
And the other thing is, they said it was coming out this year. I'm with you and some of the other people that talked about this. Final Fantasy VII Part 2.
Yep.
Remake.
Rebirth, yeah.
They said it was scheduled to come out this year at the end of the year. I don't know if it is going to. It would be a crazy year for Final Fantasy if it did.
It would be. That would be huge. Not only would you get 16, you got 7 Remake Part 2, Rebirth. They're calling it Rebirth, obviously. But
yep. And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all my whole list here.
Very I'm with you. I think that one's gonna get pushed. But you never know. That'd be fucking huge. Obviously the one Lou was alluding to was Breath of the Wild 2, but it's Tears of the Kingdom now. I'm really interested to see where they go. It is a sequel to Breath of the Wild. Is this going to be the Majora's Mask? How much bigger is it going to be? Breath of the Wild was that game that came out in 2017 that was Game of the Year, and you couldn't touch it. Couldn't say anything bad about it. I beat it a couple years later. I'm a huge Zelda fan. I've been playing for pretty much since I was in 5th grade, playing Zelda Ocarina of Time. Majora's Mask is my favorite. And Breath of the Wild wasn't my thing for a long time, but I eventually sucked it up and played it and understood it and really enjoyed it. But I didn't think it was that best game that year. To me, it was, P5, vanilla. It's funny I have to say that, vanilla and royal or whatever, but P5 OG was not it, but that was such a more intriguing game to me than, Breath of the Wild was. But I understand, Nintendo fans are hardcore, man. They will go nuts. They go ballistic. But Tears of the Kingdom, interested. Lou and I's prediction was that this was going to come out with the Switchy 2. But there has been no fucking news about that at all. I think it's time to move on from the Switch. I think we need a more powerful console. Interested to see how this game runs and how it plays. It will probably be crowned Game of the Year. Will it be my Game of the Year? Probably not. As a diehard Zelda fan, I'm definitely getting that collector's day one, baby. I don't care if I got to fight. I got to judo chop people in line.
Well, this was releasing an there was a leak, right, for the
OLED. Yeah, there's a new OLED version of it.
Yeah,
that one's May. That's big. That's a big release. Nintendo's gonna have another big year of video games. Fire Emblem will start the year, and then they're gonna have, That tells me that Switchy 2 is about another year away. You're probably right. Either that or maybe sneak end of the year. Maybe
the reason I say that is if it's end of the year, why not push back?
Because of the fiscal year?
Tears of the Kingdom. Why not push back?
Okay.
Tears of the Kingdom to go with the Switch 2 or whatever they're gonna call it, or have it come out with the Switch 2.
They want to charge you for that $60 upgrade, Lou.
Well, I mean, could you imagine though? You go out and buy the Tears of the Kingdom.
It would not surprise me.
I know.
Nintendo.
I know, and I just Nintendo's marketing. No matter what happens, they're gonna get people to just spend tons and tons of money.
Yes.
So
yes,
I totally understand from that aspect, but I just don't think it's very smart in the long run. But
yeah.
I wouldn't know. I mean, they make a lot of money on fucking 1080p games, so it don't really matter.
I mean, look at the Pokemon game.
Huh?
Look at the Pokemon game. The thing runs like doo-doo butter. But everybody bought it. It's sold 10 million in like, what, 2.5, 3 days? Like, it's nuts, man. It's Zelda's going to do bonkers. But I'm kind of with you. But we're going to end the video with some fun, kind of our predictions for the end of the year. I do want to talk about Spider-Man 2 really quick because Lou brought it up really quick. Definitely. I am super stoked. I'm really interested to see where they go. I can't wait to see how they use Venom. There's been a lot of rumors and leaks that Venom might be a third playable character in it. I'm interested to see what they do with the story and possible setup for the third game or Miles Morales 2 or whatever they want to do. Doesn't seem like Insomniac is slowing down with the Spider-Man universe. Seems like it's going to keep rolling. Very interested. I don't think we see anything with Logan this year. I think Logan, I'm going to call it right now, I think it's going to be a 2025 game. The Wolverine game, I think, will be 2025.
Xbox said it was coming out this year.
Yeah, I know. That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
But I really don't think they're that far along. I could be wrong. Sony, there's a lot of rumors Sony's going to have a big showcase some point this year. We've heard that forever. Like, we were expecting to get one last year. We didn't get nothing. Obviously, maybe the Activision stuff. But there's been a lot of rumors that they're going to start showing some third-party stuff and some bigger stuff. One more before we do predictions. I do want to shout out this one. It's Stellar Blade. Their Bayonetta type game. Like, it looks really good. The PlayStation 5 exclusive one. That looks awesome. That game looks really cool. I'm excited to play that one. If it comes out this year. I don't remember if it was, but I know they said 2023, but that could be a TBA thing, right?
Yeah.
But just some early predictions. Let's just have some fun. I want to kick this off because we were already talking about Tears of the Kingdom. My actual prediction was there was going to be a Switchy 2. I really hope there's like a Switchy 2 announced this year. But you're absolutely right. It could be next year, another year away. I was hoping we get an announcement of Switchy 2 sometime this year. I want to see that. That's one of my hopes.
I feel like the PS5 Slim is closer than a Switchy 2.
Yeah.
Because I think they want to sell the OLED. Right. I think the Slim was in the works for a while.
Yes.
So I think that's more realistic right now than... Because Nintendo is going to milk the cow. They are going to milk this cow. They're doing it in Mario Kart. They're going to milk this cow until it's dry. and this is one of the best consoles they've made in a long time.
They got to be
Since what, the
smart about it.
Wii?
You got to be
Yeah.
smart about it. You can't milk it too dry. You got to set up the future. And I think they are really thinking, as much as we make fun of Nintendo of their old ways and their old philosophy and a lot of things, they are a very smart company. And
Oh yeah.
I
Oh
do
yeah.
think they're thinking about it and they're just figuring out what they can do. And I think it's time to inch towards there. Inch towards, you know, Switchy 2 or whatever the hell you want to call it. Just make an upgraded version we got right now and people will be satisfied, including myself.
I assume. I assume the Switchy 2 would just be now the new Mario game.
Yep.
Whatever Odyssey
Yep.
2 or
They really
whatever's
should do
coming.
Odyssey 2. It's really kind of crazy they have not done an Odyssey 2.
I assume that that's what they're gonna release with their system, but
Yeah,
I'm not sure anymore. I thought Tears of the Kingdom would be it.
me too.
But-
Me too. I thought that'd be perfect, but that's one of my hopes and dreams, damn it. I want to see a Switchy 2 announced this year. What do you got for me? What's your first one?
I'm interested to see. I just wrote down. I'm interested to see what Sony does because we talked about Sony and they're supposed to have the big showcase. I don't know when that's gonna happen because the way everything is kind of lined up, they don't need to do a showcase until like June.
Yeah.
To be quite honest,
Rumor
I
was
mean-
February. 'Cause-
I heard about a third party one that they
Yes.
might be have going on.
That might be the
But-
February one, yeah. But
I mean,
but they got stuff in the silo. There's stuff they can show. They're just wondering. You know what? I forgot about Death Stranding too. Is that next year? No, it wasn't. Right? It's TBA, right?
yeah, it's I think it has a 2024 release window for Death Stranding
Never mind.
2.
We'll wait till 2024.
But in all fairness, like they supposedly have games lined up to like 2027.
Yes.
From what I read.
I'm pretty sure
Eh.
they do, though. I mean, if you really look at Sony's they've been pretty excellent. The launch of the PS5 has been pretty good. Besides, maybe not having consoles available, but
If they're gonna do a
world crisis
showcase,
happened.
I think it's gonna be a big one. I think this one might be depending
the
on when they do
appetizer?
it. Huh?
It might be the appetizer. You're saying this third party one before
But the third party one, I mean, like when they do theirs, it's gonna be a lot of first party, and I expect they probably will announce the Slim.
Okay. Okay.
Depending on how far out it is.
Yeah.
If they have their first party in February, then I don't expect it there.
So you're
But if we're
hoping
talking June,
for a show. You're hoping for a big Sony show.
well, there's a show that's coming.
Yeah.
There's a show that's coming. Their first party show. I mean, they got a lot to. There's a lot of rumors going around about the Twisted Metal show, the God of War show, Twisted Metal game. There's a lot of things that were rumored, and obviously not all rumors are true, but some of them might be true.
Yes.
So
Yes.
what's going on with Spider-Man 2? There's definitely gonna be something for that. Probably gonna see more Death Stranding 2. What's going on in 2024? Usually, they give you a little hint about that. It's about time that we start seeing Ghost of Tsushima 2.
Yeah.
What's it, like almost 4 years now? No, 3 years, right?
Yeah,
2020?
2019.
No. Was it 2020? The same year as Last of Us. When was
No,
that?
it was 2020. Yeah, it was. Yeah, 2020. Yeah. So it'd be
Yeah,
this would be the third year. It's technically not
The
fully
Naughty
third year.
Naughty Dog team's working on like 3 or 4 games. What's is that Uncharted, the new Uncharted thing true? There's a lot of things that
Yeah,
again
Last
that
of
could
Us
be rumored.
multiplayer, single player thing they're making, right?
Yep, there's a lot of things that this is why I expect a big one, depending on the timing though.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is if it's July, you're looking at the end of the year, and then what's coming 2024. If it's now, they're just gonna focus on the middle of the year, and then the end. I mean, you also got the Silent Hill team.
Yeah.
I mean, think about they're timed exclusive with PlayStation, so I'm pretty sure they want to fit that in there with some of their games. Well, at least with 2, with Silent Hill 2. Um, yeah, and what else is going to happen with Xbox as well? It's always the question every year.
Well,
So
they have a show at the end of the month, right? Supposedly, that probably will be our next pod. That'll probably be the first pod of GG and Friends pod this year. Will be the Microsoft Bethesda showcase. If it's true, if they're having one at the end of the month, we'll probably do a prediction show for that, and we'll have some fun with that.
yeah,
My next one is hopefully something Persona related this year. Whether it's Persona 6, Persona 3 Remake, the 30th anniversary, or was it 25th anniversary or 20th anniversary of Persona last year, really kind of ended with, lukewarm. They did a lot of ports, which is cool. Those are smart. Make a lot of money, and we're getting more ports, in a couple days here, right?
yeah.
But I want to see what's on the horizon. Show us some newer stuff. I'm hoping Atlas has some cool stuff. So my prediction and what I'm hoping for is we get Persona 3 Remake and Persona 6. We get both announced. No release date. I don't think you can hope for that, No one saw Soul Hackers 2 coming last year, and that was brand new. That was pretty good. That was a nice non-new port. I think maybe possibly Shin Megami Tensei 5 port as well. But I want to see some new stuff. I want to see Persona 6 or Persona 3 Remake, which I really do think Persona 3 Remake's a real thing, especially since the reason why I'm not playing Persona 3 Portable first is because it's the PSP game. And I have it. I have it back here. And I've played it, but I would have jumped right away if it was Fez. I'm going to buy it day one, but I'm going to go right to Golden. I played P4 and Golden like 7 times. I'm going to do it for 8th time. I'm going to have a lot of fun. Have a lot of fun with that one. And then I'll go back to 3 sometime. And then I'll sneak it back in sometime this year. It's just very much like Crisis Core. It's very much a PSP game still. And unlike Crisis Core, they didn't up any of the visuals. It still looks like a PSP game. So, not trying to... I'm very excited for people to get to play that game. Persona 3 is absolutely awesome game. I think people slept on, but I really feel like 3 needs a remake. I think 3 really needs a remake. I think it's happening. And I think we got to get some news of Persona 6 soon. I'm hoping. That's a couple more. What's your next one, Lou? If you have it. If you have it.
No, I think that's it, really. I think I pretty much covered everything. Talking about Sony and Nintendo and Xbox, still waiting on potential the fuck Xbox is.
Nothing you wanted to put on the line? Tribal Chief? No, you didn't want to bring Sly Cooper back from the dead? You didn't want to bring Infamous? You didn't want to bring Legend of Dragoon too?
I think I pretty much covered that. I mean, also it's all rumored to be in the works. And again, it's either true or it's not at this point. We don't know because Sony's just fucking live quiet about it. I would like to see this stuff. I'm the type of guy that I will, like, if it's rumored, I would be like excited for it. Even if I know that it's like a year or two away, even if they announced that it was a year or two away, but that they're working on it. I'm not a big fan of this whole. We'll announce it when it's nearby. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of that. I want to be excited. I want something to look forward to. That's why a lot of my predictions are, well, what are we gonna get? What are we gonna get later? And open the mind there. But they're kind of going in this direction. It's very boring. I don't like that.
It's boring now. It's boring now until it's announced, and you're gonna be hyped, and it's gonna be like, boom.
I will say something. Well, yeah, because it's announced. Yeah. But I will say something. I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm gonna say within the next 6 months, the new GTA game gets a release date.
Okay, there we go. I got a couple more. I think the next remake from Capcom is not Resident Evil. I'm gonna predict it again. I think Dino Crisis is eventually. They said they were gonna do it eventually.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Dino Crisis Remake will will get announced sometime this year. Might be at the end of the year, but that's one of my hopes for 2023 is Dino Crisis gets announced. And for the Sony, I do have a Sony prediction. I want to see an old IP return. A weird-ass old IP that's not really that old at all. But it was a slight cameo/spoiler in God of War Ragnarok. I think it's time we get PlayStation Smash Brothers, aka PlayStation All-Star Battle Royale 2 announced.
That's a good one. That's a good prediction.
I would like to see that. I think PS5 is pretty much going to be a renaissance of old IP coming back. I think Sly's coming back. I think a lot of those PS1 games that you loved, PS2 games, I think a lot of them are coming back sometime in the near future for Sony. I really believe that, whether they're smaller remakes, like I would like to see an Ape Escape remake. I would like to see a lot of stuff. Nintendo-wise, I want to see Metroid Prime 4. It's been a long time. This game was announced hella long ago. They were honest with everybody that they scrapped development. Hey, we're going to have to give it to a different studio. We got to give it back to Retro Studio. I think we see Metroid Prime 4 this year. Comes out 2024. But the King of Swing also returns. I think we get another Donkey Kong Country. Boom. Go ahead. What were you going to ask me? I'm sorry.
Let me ask you real quick. In terms of, I would like to see a lot more remakes, especially from the PS3 era. Mm-hmm. And there's that rumor going around that there's supposed to be a remake that's going to be announced, or remaster, or whatever they call it, rebuilt. Yeah. I don't know if you've seen it.
The Metal Gear one.
The Metal Gear one. Do you think they would make enough money if they were to remake from the ground up the old Infamouses with Cole? Do you think that's what they're thinking about? The 1 and 2?
I do think so, but I think their remake, I think they're going to push it a little bit more. I think they're going to do the Capcom treatment and the Square Enix treatment is they're going to add to the story. They're going to add stuff. I don't think it'll be a straight Last of Us
shot-for-shot remake.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be shot-for-shot like Last of Us Part 1. I think Horizon will be, and I think they will do God of War 2018 too. I do think that will happen. To people's chagrin. But I think those you will see with Sony, you're going to see all of the above. You're going to see a rebuild, you're going to see a true remake, which enhancements, and then you're going to go beyond that where they might just make a completely new game.
They got criticism in the past for not being able to play backwards compatible. But if you bring a lot of these games back in an upgrade, like for some of the PS4 games with better enhanced graphics,
Metal Gear Solid 4,
remake, rebuild, like things like that.
A lot of games, yes, yeah.
I think if they have a studio that's dedicated to that, I think it will be successful. It just depends on the games and how much, like you just said, how much they add to the story. Because
you make a great point, though. A lot of these games are trapped on PS3.
Yeah.
They're trapped on old hardware, the PS2. They're going to be brought back, and I think they'll make a lot of money. I think they'll make a lot more money than the God of War and the Horizon one. For sure. It's older IPs that people haven't seen in forever, and they want back. It'll make them really, really happy.
Like, what if they did the Sly games, right? And they did, like, a collection, but they did, like, a remake for them. Same thing they did with the... Same thing they do... Huh?
Thumbs up. Total double thumbs up. I think it'd be great. I think that's perfect.
I think that would sell.
Yes.
But then you have to ask yourself, like, will some of the other stuff sell? Because you put in a lot of work, you also want the money back. You can't do like the other Sly games and then put a $40 tag on it.
Yeah.
You got to put a $70. I mean, it's what, 4 games, right?
Yeah.
3 games, 4 games. So if they're gonna put in that work, a lot of people complain about those type of games. That, I mean, you'll get the Crash game. People were really upset that that game was $60. But how many?
You're very much on the right track there. It's gonna price point will be very interesting on those. They might have to compromise a little bit and charge like 50. But I think it will go a long way. I think if you do charge 70, I think people won't complain if they give you 3 full games fully
Like you have
rebuilt. Not just
right,
like not like a Crisis Core situation, like actually fully rebuilt and modernized. I think it will sell a ton. Those games will do really well.
that's what I asked
And
when I look
technically,
at
you can
some of
put
these
4
games.
because you can put Thieves in Time in there.
Yeah, I just asked myself, like, you know, some of those games at the time, they were easy, like 8 to 10 hour games, like the Sly games.
Yeah, they were.
You
They
know,
were pretty quick.
like you do a remake of that and put $70 price tag on it. You put your heart and soul into it. People are not going to be happy with it. Like I said, people are not happy with the Crash one, and that had
Well,
what,
kind of looking
60
at Ratchet
levels?
and Clank, right? Ratchet and Clank, the original remake, right?
Yep,
I don't think
yep.
that was full price right away. I think it was cheaper, wasn't it? Was it like
Mm,
50, $40?
I think it was 60. I remember
Okay, it
buying it
was
day
full
one.
price. Okay, I thought it was a little bit cheaper.
Yep, because they released the movie. Remember they released
They
that
did,
movie?
they did release a movie. Yeah, I think that hurt the sales of that game for a little while until it went, on Black Friday sale where people went nuts, went bananas on it. Um,
I think there's just a category for games like, people view like Sly Cooper and
that's a really good point.
Crash.
It's a good point.
Like, they don't view it as $60-$70 games.
Hmm.
And then you have to ask yourself, like, with some of the older games, like, what is the right price tag to meet the quality that you put in all this time, and to
Yeah,
please the consumer?
and
And it's going to be
like
very,
like you
very
said,
hard.
games aren't cheap, man.
Nope.
Sony's on average putting 100 million in each game. These new IPs,
It-
Ghost of Tsushima, whether it's Death Stranding, whether it's um, Last of Us Part Two, whether it's God of War Ragnarok. These things are not cheap, but they're Horizon Forbidden West, but they're making a
they-
lot of money because they put the time and effort. And yes, you're right; those are a different category than Sly Cooper. Maybe Infamous. Maybe you can slide Infamous up in that category. The price point is right, but if you're bundling 3 or 4 games, I think you could get away with it. I really do
they-
think you can get away with it.
Think about this too. Is there was some criticism for another game that was supposed to get a remaster for the PS5 that's not too old, and that's the Horizon game, the first one.
Yeah,
That
I think Sly and Infamous and some of these other ones, Metal Gear will do a lot better than Horizon and God of War, which I said I think they will do a God of War. I do think God of War 2018 will be on there. I think they will do.
Yeah, and I just wonder in particular, like, what is like, you sit there and say, wow, that's kind of too much. I don't know if this group of people would buy it.
Yeah.
And there's already met criticism for Horizon, but then
Yes. Yeah.
people want a remaster or a remake of Days Gone,
Yes.
and it's like a win-lose situation. I just wonder, like, if PlayStation will look at some of the stuff from the past, like Crash, go like, I don't know if we want to do this now because we're going to put in so much money and we might be losing money because we can't put this certain tag on it, this certain price on
I'm
it,
sure they're
because people
looking
will
at
buy
it.
it.
I think you're right. I definitely think they're definitely aware of it, but it's going to be how they market it, and it's going to be, I think, older the better. The older the game, older the IP, the better. Some of the stuff.
Well, you can
some
you
of
can
the stuff.
market as
But
the next great thing and then still have that bad perception for whatever reason.
no. You're right, but I think older the better. Oldie but
Yeah.
goodie. I think
Yep.
in terms of classic rock, like you're like, this hits the same beat as it did when I was a kid. Like if they did Ape Escape Remake or something. Some of these they might have to charge, like if they just did Ape Escape Remake, just the first game, they might have to charge 40, 50, and I think people would buy it. Like a lot of people forget Miles Morales wasn't a full price game; it was a $40 game. You know, I think they have a market in a market sense. I think Last of Us, Horizon, God of War, you're gonna pay 70. You're gonna pay 70 for those remakes.
Yeah,
but maybe they're not old enough to be remakes. You know. And a lot of people felt that way. The Last of Us Part 1. I don't think it sold super well, but you and me talked about there was a good reason for you even to pick that game up, anyways, to kind of remember and kind of put yourself in good graces again of Last of Us Part 1 and be like, yeah, this is really good. This is what I remember. This is what I really like.
There's money to be made, and you just brought up you just brought up a title that could make a lot of money if you did a remake trilogy, or at least a remake of its 5 games. And that's God of War.
Yeah, I would love it, man. I would really love a remake of the original God of War.
If they did a remake, because there are some audience that hasn't played Kratos' upbringing. And they just played this one.
And you could definitely tell the director of God of War Ragnarok had a lot of love for all those titles because there were so many references in Ragnarok. Yep. Even the PSP games, you know? Even my favorite, Ghost of Sparta, the PSP game. Like, Ghost of Sparta was excellent. There were so many great references to all God of Wars in that. And you're right, there's so many people that haven't played it yet. So there's a market for that. I'm interested to see where Sony goes. But you guys tell us down below what you think, what you hope for 2023 for video games. What are some of your predictions? What are your thoughts? We'll be back with a pod if the Xbox thing is true. I know it's a little bit slow start of the year. I apologize for that. But make sure you smash the hell of the like button, comment down below, and sub if you're new. I've been your fellow Strauss fan, the GG. That's been the Tribal Chief, Skip to my Lou. I think this video ran a little bit long, but you know us. That's what we do. It's what we do. 10-minute video turns into a 30-minute video. But hey, I've been your fellow Strauss fan, the GG, and I'm outie.
See ya.